coming up on the show.
Everyone else is under his rulership, whether they believe in him or not.
Now, like I stood in line and he won. I stood in line to vote against him. But I tell you, there has been a time or two where I was like, where's W now?
And now let's tune into the show.
I wholeheartedly follow the Lord. Mm-hmm. That's what I do. Everyone else is under his rulership, whether they believe in him or not. Everyone else is under his rulership. Everything that's happening in this world is still under his rulership, whether they believe it or not, whether they give credence or not. It's still under his rulership. The earth is the Lord's and the fullness thereof, the world and they that dwell therein. So whether or not you believe in a God, right? But let something tragic happen. You can be an atheist and be like, God help me.
Right.
Literally, what God? I saw a meme that said, somebody said something, I'm an atheist, I don't believe in God. And then in the next thread, they were like, thank God. And somebody wrote back, what God? What, you don't believe in, you don't believe in God. But my point is this, it all belongs to him. I think that's what has helped me. Mm-hmm. Everything belongs to God. The only credence that I give to anything is God. And you became the president of the United States. Mm-hmm, you're still under his rulership. No matter what happens. To me, you're still, and I know people are like, it's going to be a firestorm. And people are going to disagree. And it's okay, because we can be believers and disagree.
We should be able to.
We should be able to and still serve God. I think, and even going back to when you were saying that, you have people that you go to church with, and when Obama became president, like you saw this vile thing come out of them. And I think it's because we have learned in church how to mask everything. And we're just like, kumbaya, my Lord. We all love each other, but it's all false. And the Lord is like, y'all out here just doing all this. Y'all ain't for real. And so unmasking. He's like, let's just be for real. Just say, you don't really like her. You like her at church. You like her in church. If you saw her on the street and she was lit afire, you would not do anything. Okay. Amen. Alicia, you can go.
I'm just enjoying hearing what you guys are sharing. I think for me, I'm just trying to make sure that I remember, because I found myself in my heart being like, oh, this is where I'm going because I don't like how this was said, or I think this would just be better. And I had to stop myself and be like, have you really prayed? And the thing is, yes, the nations are in the Lord's hands. He sets up kings. He sets them down. So the side I want to be on is not Kamala's side or Trump's side. I want to, or the winners or the losers side. Regardless of what happens, I want to be on the Lord's side. So, let's say I vote one way and that person wins. The Lord would have allowed that for whatever reason, but I don't want to be like, ooh, yeah, my person won, or, oh no, my person lost. I think this other person is terrible for America, and then railing about it. As a believer, my heart's not on God's side. And if I sincerely believe one thing, I pray, I ask the Lord to guide me, and I vote the way that I vote, and the person that I think should have won doesn't win. Because that's happened to me a couple times. I know that I submitted my heart to the Lord and did the best that I could. And who cares? Because my heart is still trying to be with the Lord. But what concerns me is that there are so many people who are not thinking that way.
Yeah. And
I'm sorry. I have a funny story. I'm sorry. I'm just start laughing because there was a point in time where I was a little bit more not so God focused. And when Bush ran, when W ran, yes, when he ran, this was right after 9/11, and he ran against Kerry. Boy, I stood in the line to vote
in the rain to vote against W, because I was like, this spoiled. Well, I had all kinds of things and names for him in my head. Now, like, I stood in line and he won. I stood in line to vote against him and he won. That's why I was cracking up, because I'm like, the guy I voted for did not win at all. But I tell you, there has been a time or two where I was like, where's W now? I mean,
you would appreciate a W, wouldn't you?
I mean, with the way that they're carrying on back and forth, I'm like, is a Bush available? Y'all got one? Y'all got one? Y'all got one out there? Y'all got a Bush? Y'all got them twins, them daughters, somebody who? Because both y'all sit down. Y'all talking too much. Talking too much.
Man, I saw today that Trump refused to do another debate, and I was sad because I'm like, I need another one, not to hear his tomfoolery. I need him to have another chance to share some like fluid thoughts about what his thoughts are, but also like one of the things that concerned me about, not concerned, well, like not like, oh, I'm worried concerned, but like with Kamala, she came in at the point that she did. So I haven't really had a chance to hear, regardless of who's president, I still want to know what your agenda is, what you're wanting to go for. So I would have liked to hear more thoughts on, okay, these are the issues. What are some of the solves that you're looking for? Why do you see that you're in issues? I wanted to hear more about that. And one thing, it's also a product of the age that we're in. The presidential debate campaigns have become so personality driven.
Yes.
And that is so annoying to me.
So TikTok. Yes. It's so TikTok.
It's so like, TikTok. Yeah. Like it's go ahead.
No, I was just going to say, if I'm honest, looking at people in their humanity, there are moments still that I feel sorry for former President Trump, because he's aging, and I'm like, oh God, it's just like he'd be having moments where I'm like, it's not looking good cognitively for him. And I feel sorry for like just the route or just the evolution from the beginning of him, jumping into politics to now. I'm like, we got to pray for him anyway. Yeah. We have to pray for both of them.
Yeah. And I wonder if we're ever sober-minded enough that if our candidate didn't win, do we continue to pray?
No.
we just are we throwing fits for 4 years? Like
no, we pray even harder.
Guilty.
You should pray even harder. If the person that you didn't vote for wins because of whatever the issue that you were against in there, you want equity and justice, and you need that balance. So you should pray even harder for them, that that the Lord reveals things to them.
Absolutely.
Yes, people. Yes,
absolutely. So I think that's a point that we miss all the time, is that I think we just throw a tantrum and be like, oh, and then the things that we speak afterwards. You know what I'm saying? Like. I think that has a lot to do as a believer. We're quick to quote scriptures about life and death are in the power of the tongue, as it relates to your own life. It sounds great as it relates to your own life, but how are your words affecting the atmosphere of the earth? Like, if you think it's powerful for your life, how is it not powerful for where you're currently standing, especially if you think the political climate or whatever it is going awry, and you not have prayers stored up for this person.
And let's take it another step further. Like, and the reason why I'm so passionate about this is because I have real life friends, real life people that I know and love and have like had growing up years with, whether that be in my youth or my college time. And I'm like, you are a child of God. Your words always have power. Actually, everyone's words have power, but come now, you're a child of Jesus. So all of the energy that we are expending I'm going to include myself. All of the energy that we are expending, saying these vile things about a person who was made in the image of God. Yeah. How much more powerful would it be if you said, man, I'm seeing this about this person. I know I told you guys I was voting for such and such, but this person won. This is what's concerning. My God, here is my prayer. Pray this with me today. How about you use your Facebook post for that? I love you. Do better, because I know we can do better. And again, I'm including myself because I tend to be very passive when it comes to political stuff, because it just grieves me so much. And I'm kind of riled up about me being passive. So yeah, we're including Alicia in this, but listen, I'm going to still say it. Do better, people of God. Like our words have so much power. So what if the person doesn't win? Then okay, if you saw something prophetically or the Lord showed you in prayer, if this person wins, this is going to go down. And so you vote one way, but hey, come on. Sometimes the Lord knows exactly how things are going to go down. And he says, I want it to go down that way anyway. I had a situation on my job that was terrible. It was so grieving to me. And like I worked so hard, and I thought I was doing what they wanted, and I was not. Apparently, and things went south. I'm not gonna go into the whole thing because someone I'm working with maybe watches this. I ain't going down. But what happened was I told the Lord, like, God, this is a problem. This is not gonna work. I cannot do this. And he said, I know. Stay. But this is gonna fail. I know. Keep with it. But it didn't happen. And God's like, I said, it failed. It went so bad. He's like, I know. I needed it too, because I needed you to learn X, Y, and Z. And the X, Y, and Z that I had to learn, it galled me. It ripped me up. It was so humbling. I was humiliated. Probably the worst humiliation I've ever experienced in my life was from that situation. And I was like, God, this is going to blow up, and it's going to blow up and fall back on me. And it's because felt that I was being led, whatever. Yeah. To do particular things, trying to do my best. But I'm like, this isn't going to work. It's not going to work. They think it's going to work. It's not going to work. And then and he was like, I needed you to untie this is good. I need to untie your identity and your success in your position. We often tie our identity and our success and especially like there's validity. There's also that competitive nature. The person I voted for won. I'm something, I'm somebody. I think that may be a part of it for people. I mean, there are folks who are Americans who genuinely love this country. We're genuinely voting for what we think is right? Correct. But did you get the wisdom and the understanding of the Lord for it? Right? What if he needs some things to be addressed and exposed so they can be voted on and addressed because the people didn't know? That happens all the time. So, in my job scenario, it was galling, but I learned so much from it. And I stayed the course, learning what the Lord, taking away what he wanted. And I got real good. I got real good. I was already great at doing my job, but I grew so much from it. And now I'm in a position in my work that it's night and day from what it was. But had I not gone through that experience, I would not have matured and learned what I needed to handle the place that I'm in, right? Yes. So similarly, Americans, believers of Jesus in America who love God and love the country, like, let's really get the heart of the Lord and be okay with the hard things happening and asking him, like, what do we do? How do we handle this? How do we address it? God, let your will be done and give me words to pray that are your will. I hate that this happened. I don't agree with it. I don't like it. He's okay with that. But what he's not okay with is us saying, I'm going to do what I want to do anyway. I'm going to say what I want to say, speaking without thought. Like, we are powerful people. And I think that's one of the main frustrations of the enemy. Moving up, there's been so much fomenting about like what we think the Lord wants and what our opinions. That's what I'm trying to get at. Our opinions about things, that we're so focused on that we don't step back and say, this is my opinion. I don't like it. Here's where we are. Maybe you don't even like it, God. Show me what to do. Show me what to pray. And we use our words to speak our opinions and our right to be right. Yeah, you can be right, but it don't matter if you're not following the Lord. And because if we would all just ask him that and pray and say, give me wisdom, give me words to speak, show me what to do and how I can move, then we would see some change. And maybe he would give you an idea about something kind to do in your community. Maybe he would give you an idea of something to bring up at your church that could impact your community. And the change that you really want to see really probably needs to be happening in community. And there's some things that can happen in community and state level or your county level, like who knows, but it's just been so disheartening to me. Yeah. All of that, that we just really presume to know what he wants every time without really asking him. And if you ask him and he says, whatever, you voted right. This was not what I would have wanted, but I'm going to, okay, cool. Show me how to pray for your perfect will for the nation that I'm in. Because at the end of the day, like you said, Wendy, we're in this world, but not of it. So what we're really looking for is his agenda. And we have to understand that sometimes he can still accomplish his agenda no matter what, but let's not be so presumptuous to know that we know exactly all the time how he's going to go about it. Because we really don't be knowing like we think we know.
Yeah, that's really good.
Yeah,
I remember a scene I saw it was either Bridgerton or Queen Charlotte with the man that was serving the queen. And I think it was Queen Charlotte because she was upset that he was following her everywhere she went. Like, it was attending to her, like every need. And I think they had a conversation. I might be like confusing this with another show, but I'm pretty sure it was this. But I guess the gist of that conversation was, I don't care who is on that throne. I am sent to serve the crown. And it doesn't matter what you say or what you do, if you're the queen or not. I'm sent to serve the crown. And I was like, that hit me in a way. It was like, wow. Because if we look at our lives like we're servants, like we are serving the crown, like we're serving the kingdom, it doesn't matter who's in office. It doesn't matter where we are, if we're Ethiopian, if we're South African, if we're American. Absolutely. We were sent to serve the crown, and we have to continue to stay focused in that way. I think that's the only way that, decide what side of the line you're going to stand on. All of them are over there, and God is over here. So,
Selah.
He can still accomplish great things in America, regardless of who's there, Mm-hmm. So, man, this has been such a good chat. This has been so great. I think that's gonna wrap it up for this segment of the show. This has been so fun. I love it. Thank you guys for showing. This has been good. I'm glad that I got to talk about it with you all because it's been helpful for me. Like it's been a burden on my heart. Absolutely. Good stuff to chew on as well. So yes, I love it.
Same here. All right.
Same.
Okay, we'll be back next week with another episode of The Show.
Bye.
We hope you enjoyed our chat today and stay tuned for next week's episode of The Show.